the woman suddenly discovered that her neighbor was frantically moving out. They had intended to go over and help, but unexpectedly, when the neighbors saw them, they looked at them as if they had seen a monster. The two of them, confused, walked out into the street. And to their surprise, they found that all the neighbors were fleeing in a panic. It seemed like something terrifying was happening here. Although Nick didn't know what was going on, to be safe, he decided to take his family and leave first. But halfway there, they saw the neighbors who had just fled, turning back at 180 kilometers per hour. The situation was becoming increasingly bizarre. This made Nick's family feel uneasy. When they were stopped by the heavy traffic, they realized that the only exit out of the town had already been blocked by the military. Not only that, helicopters were constantly evacuating people, and the broadcast kept urging citizens to return home quickly. Some obedient residents had already started turning around. Nick and his family were even more confused at this point. Could it be that there was another virus outbreak? Was the whole town being locked down? At that moment, a stone fell and hit the car hood. Looking up in the direction of the falling rock, they saw dust swirling on top of the cliff.
It's an earthquake.
No, sweetie, it can't be.
With a huge roar, two fighter jets suddenly zoomed past from above, heading straight towards the small town where they lived. Just as everyone was still confused, the planes suddenly dropped bombs, carpet bombing the town. Everyone was shocked. If they had listened to the advice and gone back home earlier, the consequences would have been unimaginable. In the blink of an eye, thick smoke billowed above the town, and there were no survivors in the town anymore. Even more terrifying, after completing their mission, the two planes turned around and flew straight towards them. Only then did everyone realize the military was planning to kill them all. However, by this time, they could no longer think about the reasons behind it. They dared not stay in a group, so they quickly scattered, each looking for a place to hide. Anna looked up and saw the water tower on the hill. Suddenly coming up with an idea, she hurriedly led her family up the hillside. At that moment, the planes started their second round of bombing. The place where they had just been standing was immediately engulfed in flames. The daughter was even knocked over by the shockwave. They never expected the military to be so ruthless. They dared not stay any longer. They desperately ran into the school at the top of the mountain. There was an abandoned basement here. Although they didn't know if it could withstand the force of the explosion, it was their only escape route. With the planes getting closer, Nick smashed the lock and led the way inside. Just as the hatch was closing, a huge explosion sounded above them.